And now, straight out of Silvis, Illinois, the Circle Jerks themselves, Jake Scott and Zippy Gall.
All right, guys, welcome back to an all-new episode, episode 4. We're going to call this one Tribute.
Oi! How's everybody doing?
Hey, guys. We got a special guest here today.
Sure do.
We're going to have a repeat guest on here today.
Who's that? Unless it's who is that name?
I won't say yet. I won't say yet.
All right.
What I will say is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to announce our Shit Kit winner. We went ahead and picked that.
Yes, we did.
We also have an honorable mention. Our second place for our stories there.
Because there was a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, there was a good bunch of them. We got some commercials for you guys today.
Always good.
Tips and tricks. I got a new one for you guys. Marshalling. We're going to talk about marshalling today.
We will keep talking about this until it happens.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Just tracks holding to the rules and racers holding to rules. We'll talk about that today. And we'll also touch base on a racing association. And we'll finish it off with some battleground results.
I like it.
Okay.
It's a good show right there.
Yeah. All right. First off, we're going to start with Shit Kit winner.
Yes. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I appreciate everybody sending in your stories. It's always cool reading how everybody's got their number. I enjoy that. I know everybody else enjoyed reading each other's stories on that.
Yep. Thank you, everyone, for sending in your stories. We appreciate it.
Do you want to go ahead and announce it?
2019 number story winner for the very first Shit Kit giveaway is Michael Muggy.
Magoo!
There he is, the Magoo guy.
Yeah, it's a great story. Generation of racers, and that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Had a great story to it.
Yep, super glad he sent that in, man. That's great.
So you're going to get a Shit Kit, Michael.
Free.
Free. So whenever you're at the racetrack and you trust a fart, well, guess what? We got your back.
We want a text from you saying thank you.
That's right. When you use that thing for the first time, you're like, man, those guys had my back.
What's really cool about these little kits, too, is they're in a plastic container with a nice little seal-tight lid. So if you end up using this kit and it ends up empty, bam, you got something to store a bunch of little miniature
reload.
RC car parts in there. So it's like multi-purpose, you know what I mean? Or if you probably want to reload it. It's probably the best idea.
Reload that thing. I'm saying reload it.
Yes.
So you go off with you're putting parts in there. I'm reloading that Shit Kit if I got to use the first one. You know, pretty much you need to be going to Walmart as soon as you get done using that thing. You go get yourself some new drawers.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Michael McGee. And I think we have a guy that super close. We had an arm wrestling match. We went out and wrestled alligators out back. It got real intense to try to make this decision who won this, by the way. And so we do have a guy that came in there real close second that we want to talk about also. And I'm going to let Zippy say it.
Our honorable mention.
That's the guy. Who is it?
Justin Draymire.
Boom.
He had a beautiful story. It's a wonderful story of why his cars are the way they are and his number. So it was pretty close. It was very close.
Maybe we'll just, I don't know what we're going to have to do for that. We'll do something.
We'll think of something.
Maybe get him like a, next time we see him at the track, we'll give him a nice extra soft roll of TP as a honorary prize.
Yeah, not like that 1-ply stuff, but like the 4-ply stuff.
I think he would love it.
90 rolls in one, that stuff.
Well, congratulations, Justin. Now you just got a prize too.
Yeah, so you're gonna get some good TP. I feel like that's fair.
Oh, this is too much fun.
It's wonderful, I think.
Well, they're coming. I got the sticker kits coming for them and making it real official here, boys.
Official.
Yeah.
So,
You better watch out.
yeah. Next, I want to roll right into our guest we're gonna have here today. VIP. All right. It's very exclusive, guys. I want you guys to understand it's very hard to get this guy. Okay? I had to pay him. All right, we don't have any money.
No,
So-
we don't.
And all I had was one beer. So we're limited right now. So I want you guys to understand we have the man,
The myth.
the myth, the Godfather, Rich Nordholm.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys. Evidently, somebody's talked to the people at PT's because they were announcing me as the Godfather last week.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, welcome back to the show, Rich. Appreciate you coming back.
Thanks, John. I wished I could have made it back sooner. Kind of aggravated some injuries and had to take a little time to kick the rehab in a little harder. And now we're back at it again.
Good, good.
Yep, I feel you on that right now. That's for sure. Got to take care of that body.
Yeah, it sounds like there was a lot of racing going on all over the country over the last couple weekends, even with the crazy weather.
Yeah, we're still going to race. I think we'll do anything, won't we?
Yeah, I'm getting tired of being held hostage indoors, though. I could
I'm
go
ready.
for some 60-degree weather and some outdoors.
Yeah, I'm ready to go outdoor racing. I think in indoor racing, I think that's... I've had enough.
Yeah, this January temperatures in March is... I've had about it now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Sunshine, couple of good beers, racing. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's kind of controversial right now, it seems like.
it is kind of
thing.
I
controversial.
don't even want to go down that
I
street.
know. Jiminy crickets.
Although there is a tavern across the street from one of our local establishments.
You
I
know,
think some people visit that place.
I actually went in there for the first time a couple weeks ago with my mom.
Right.
My niece lives right there. She wasn't home yet. We needed something to do, so we went there. And I've never been in there. That place is small.
It is very small.
Wow.
I will say this, that back in the 90s when we raced upstairs, there was an off-road track and an oval track, and it would take a substantial amount of time per round. And we would finish up our heat races, set our cars down, and walk across the street and have a schooner and a shot of Ruppelmintz and walk back across the street.
Perfect.
I like that.
So okay, I think you mentioned that to me before, and I didn't know anything about this until we started racing in the basement there at Rockstar. That you said that there's been other tracks in that same building, like, well, you just mentioned it. That's kind of what reminded me of it. But
Yeah. Tony's Hobby and Key used to be downtown East Moline, and they went partners with another fella, and they built a big off-road track and an oval track on the second floor where the baseball pitching mound they took it over after the racing was finished. The oval was set up in 3 different configurations over the years. It was a place at home here to race, but it never quite worked the way everybody planned.
so,
Yeah.
so like to fill everybody in, it's a local place here that we have, and basically it was an old toy factory, I think,
Yep.
in like the 30s or something.
No, all the way
40s?
up to the 60s.
Okay.
Strombeck Toys, they built toys for wooden toys, and they also built stuff for Buddy L. That was quite famous back in the day, back in the 50s. And then in the 60s, when they started changing over to all metal toys, it kind of went away.
Faded out. So they basically, what this place does is they rent out different sections of the building, and again, our track now is in the basement of it. It's a little bull ring, like I said, Rockstar Raceway. But so each level has something different. I think next to us is a dog training course down there at Rockstar,
And then the bags are on the other end.
There's
They have
another
a
bags
large,
club,
Bags Club down there.
and then there's a haunted house, I believe, on the next level.
I think those folks own it now.
That's a pretty cool place. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of heritage there, but so that's cool to hear you say the story about you go over and have some drinks across the street.
Yeah, always lighten the mood mostly.
So what do you think, man? So you're going to talk about your second place there, right? In the points.
Yep, I finished
Down
second
to
down at
PTs?
PTs to
Very cool,
Mike Murphy Jr., who clinched it
man.
with a week to go. He didn't even have to show up if he didn't want to. Yeah, we all know how dominant Mike's been lately, and it was on again, off again day. Good luck, bad luck. Tore up some equipment, which had never happened to me before. I've never lost a body in one day of racing, and that was kind of ouch.
Yeah, you were talking about that before we went on here, and you said the whole right side of the car basically just got torn out.
Yeah, it tore it up pretty good. It tore the front end from the wheel opening all the way up into the windshield, and took the right side off all but about 2 inches.
Wow.
So, I guess we never say never.
So that was that a 4-race series?
Yeah.
For
yeah,
the
and you
points?
had one throwaway.
And one throwaway.
And
Okay.
I happened to aggravate some injuries and missed the third race, so I didn't have any cushion.
Ah,
I
had to get her.
I hadn't seen the final totals, but it had to be darn close.
Yeah.
It was good seeing everybody. Wolfman was there, and Mike and Billy Murphy and myself, and Kyle Tates was with me. There was all the Galesburg boys had their late models there.
They're getting fast.
So decent field of cars. Gerald Deathridge and Michael McGee and Brogan Anderson are all really starting to come along
Man,
with
oh
their
man.
speed.
Coming out straight out of Galesburg.
Yeah.
Galesburg in the past has had some fast boys. Rod Galloway, Moving Mike Caves, back in the 80s and 90s, those guys were right in the mix.
I love their, isn't it OG Racing? I love
Yeah.
that. OG
Yeah.
Racing,
I
man.
think Brogan was taking some crap from Mike Murphy over the OG racing.
Well, we need to, like, Tanya Harding Mike at some point, or something. We got to do something around
I think
here.
it's going to have to be on the elbow, not the knee, something to affect that
his
hand.
arm, yeah.
I don't think that'll even work.
Probably
No.
won't, would it? You could do it one
Use
arm.
his feet or some shit like that.
I think it's going to take Father time to get him. That's what I think.
It might not happen either.
Not anytime soon. That's what I'm thinking.
No, it's awful discouraging, isn't it?
Oh, I've seen it before. He's on a roll, and it ain't going to come to an end anytime soon.
Well,
No.
there's nothing wrong with that, man. He's got it going on.
Yeah.
Well, at least when you go week in and week out, you're racing against the best. That's all I can say. If not the best, one of the best out there right now.
Yep. It sets you up to go anywhere and feel confident you're going to be pretty quick
For sure.
when you
I
run
mean,
with
look at
guys
our
like
group.
this.
Look at our group that we race with week in and week out. It's a high quality show.
Yeah.
There it is. It's
Boy,
for
are we
sure.
inviting trouble.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Hey, bring them to the track. That's all I can say.
We all know Zippy Gone don't run from no race.
No.
What's that movie, The Queen of the Dam, where like he like plays the one vampire that wakes up, he plays the music to invite all the main he's like, come on, bring it on.
Let's do it.
There you
I
go.
just like seeing that class be, this is the biggest I've ever seen it, but, Rich, you've been in the game a lot longer. You've seen it in waves.
Yeah,
You know?
I've never been able to figure out why, but the late models come and go. Back in like I said, back in the 90s, one of the biggest classes, if not the biggest class. And then it eased over, and the sprint cars seem to be the dominant thing now, but there's pockets of it, here and there. Depends on where you're at. You go some places and the SE mods are all the rage, and you turn around and back to sprint cars and late models and
Right.
what have you.
It always comes back to the good stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. If it ain't got fenders on it,
I love my
Malco told me
late
down at PT's that they were the ugliest car on the track.
Oh man.
Well, they're the only ones with the body lines I like, so.
Take your ass back to Jersey with that kind of comment.
That's why he's from Indiana.
Oh.
I had to say it again. Nah, late models are the best.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They're definitely my favorite.
Man, heck yeah. How can you not go wrong with that?
Let's see, what else we have? Marshalling.
Always a good topic.
Definitely needs some review at the tracks from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I think that, we can go into a lot of races, all of us, and we go to a lot of drivers' meetings, and there's been a complete lack lately of this is what we expect from our marshals. I will say this, at PT's last week, I was very impressed with the fact that only once or twice did I hear them asking. The drivers came out and marshaled very promptly. They congratulated the marshals on doing a good job several times over the day. You don't hear that a lot, but
Right.
a lot of the younger guys don't know. They run out in front of cars. And it's just they've never been taught. I ain't busting on anybody, but throwing cars down in front of other cars. Watch what's going on around you when you're coming off of that bucket or standing in that corner. You're not there to spectate. You're there to help the guy. Help the guys if they have a mishap, continue on as fast as they can. And it's a hard thing to do because you're sitting there watching a portion of the track and not all of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I've heard quite a few guys say, well, it's your fault as a driver. You're not supposed to be down there. The marshal's going to do best he can, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're right. I should not be there. But as a marshal, he is a racer. He's another guy that does the same thing I do. He should have that kind of drive to say, as much as he wants his car turned over quick, why is he not making that effort to help me out the same way?
It's driving me crazy here lately.
Man, it's yeah.
This nonchalant kind of, I guess I'll get your car. I'm sorry to inconvenience you.
Right.
The hands in the pockets.
Get your hands out of your pockets.
I get it, but
I don't get
marshal like you want to be marshaled is a statement that goes through my head.
Yes.
Race like someone like you want to be raced,
Yes.
and marshal like you'd like to be marshaled.
Yeah.
Show a little hustle, god darn it.
Please.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
and I know it's not your fault that, whoever's crashed or whatever the incident may have been, but your job is to, get out there and get it marshaled as fast as possible. Not only for that racer, but for the racers on the track that are still hustling out there, and they might be on a run or they might be battling, and that could affect the outcome of whatever race they're
Sure
in.
enough. And some places are harder than others. Like, our local spot at Rockstar, it's hard to marshal, and to have somebody, hollering out to you is helpful, but it's also, nerve-wracking. You're out there trying to get a car behind you,
Right, because of the poles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those poles really mess it up.
But there again, I've also seen them sitting on a bucket with their hands in their pockets and almost fall down getting up. It's like, oh, man, come on.
Yeah, I mean, even as much as I seen somebody set a car down this past weekend on top of another car coming into the corner, and it happened to be the leader, and there's too many times I see a car get sat down in the middle of a corner. I try never to sit down a car in the middle. I try to kind of toss it off to the
Exit.
the stretch or whatever it may be.
The exit, yeah.
And make sure that you don't have a hustle of leaders or whatever it may be coming by. You're gonna damage the integrity of whatever they got going on.
Yeah, and again, it's not an easy job.
No, it's not an easy job. No,
could get
but it's
hurt.
not talked about. Then it's not. Then nobody's learning about it.
Yeah, and again, it used to be one of the top 4 or 5 things you'd hear at the drivers' meetings instead of, don't mess up the pooper and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, so recently we had a gentleman locally he went out to Marshall, which was awesome, and unfortunately a little accident happened, and then lately, or after it was over, we talked to him and he said, well, his back was hurt and this and that. Hey man, we understand that. Me and Rich both are right now, we're out on some health stuff, so we totally understand that, but you have to line somebody else up for you. You can't, if you can't go out there and Marshall legitly, you have to be just man enough to say that and get somebody to help you out.
Right.
Because it's really going to hinder what happens in that race. Nor do we want you to get hurt any more than you already are.
No.
So
I believe RJD's asked, last time we were there, I was still in real rough shape. And I told him when I was signing up, do you need me to get someone to Marshall for me, or will you guys take care of that? And they said, thanks for letting us know. We'll make sure we get somebody in there for you. Now, I've also seen a post the other day I read where it said if you're not able, you need to supply somebody.
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
To
take care of your stuff, and that knowing ahead is great.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I.
Joe. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, just some of that stuff's not talked about. You know what I mean?
Well, I think just like you guys do for the show, you get your stuff ready and line up the subjects. I think a lot of the drivers' meetings they just wing it, not dumping on anyone. Just
No.
Hey, let's go racing, and anything that pops into their head, or if a question get asked.
Right.
Especially like your weekly shows, it becomes so mundane. Same thing every week.
Ben Stein.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blow
Ben
up my
Stein.
shitter.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting picked on.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be talked about. The marshalling thing, though, it's just marshal how you want to be marshaled.
Yep.
Okay? And marshal. Just because you're racing 5 classes doesn't mean that you have a privilege to not marshal.
Yes.
I don't care.
I'm right with you
I
there.
run 3 to 4 classes and I marshal, or I get somebody to marshal for myself. Okay?
That's your responsibility.
So I don't want to hear about it.
Yep.
Unless I have I've advanced to another race or whatever it may be, then I don't marshal.
Right.
Obviously, right? But you need to be on that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Have
know,
it lined up.
I don't care who you are.
I mean, they post the heats in plenty of time to where you already know you're running back to back, so get somebody for you, you got plenty of time to do that.
Well, if you're running back to back, normally a track takes care of that.
Sometimes. They might, sometimes I've been there where they forget that you're running back to back.
And
All of
that's
a
when you
sudden-
say, hey, buddy, I'm on the stand.
Right. They're calling your name out, yelling.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. But just because you run multitude of classes doesn't mean you don't have to marshal.
Right.
So
For sure.
that's not going to work either.
Nope. Do it.
Just do it.
Do it now. Get to the chopper.
All right. So, Rich, since we got you on here, I've heard Jags ask, you got 2 pretty badass plaques down in your pit room downstairs, and we're all really jealous of those 2
Yeah.
plaques because it's something that's not achievable for us at all.
I don't know if that's a fair statement. I think maybe somewhere along the line it'll someplace will pick something like that back up. I think
Okay.
PT's is maybe a place that down the road them guys were there for that stuff, Paul and Tom. But a nationally sanctioned event with labeled as a state championship as well. I'm pretty proud of that. TQ and a win in 1988 at Roy's down in Quincy, R&R Raceway. It was Norcar Nationals Indoor Illinois Dirt Oval State Championship.
Oh man, so wait a second.
Spit that out again.
Don't say that really fast. 88.
88. So I think.
Yeah, you pups.
Yeah. I was still shitting my diapers.
Man, I don't even. Yeah, I think I was probably living in a car somewhere. To be truthful.
Well, it was a good time. I mean, we were all really, really green. We started 87. We were all just kind of kicking it around in the backyards here at home. And Billy Murphy found an ad in a magazine, Competition Plus, and it had a first 200 entries. And I was like, wow,
What?
200? And there was 205 cars there.
That's
wow.
a lot.
Yeah. In an old A&P grocery store.
Old grocery store.
Yeah, it was it was a pretty big building. The old boy that ran it put me in the mind of Earl Baltus, who ran Eldora, or owned Eldora for 100 years. What Roy said was what went, and if you didn't like it, you were leaving.
I
That's
like
how
that.
it should be.
Yeah, you didn't argue with Roy. He was an ornery, cantankerous bastard, and I loved him.
So he held to his rules.
Yeah, and he treated us guys from the Quad Cities really well. He knew who we were right off the bat. I was telling a story. We had called in advance because we didn't have a clear understanding of the body rules, and when we got there, we were checking in, and he said, "You guys called about the body rules. I told you wrong. There's a whole rack of bodies over there that's legal, and a whole rack of paint. Take it all if you want."
Wow.
So we were painting bodies in the hotel that night.
Hooked you
In
up.
in the hotel.
In the hotel.
Oh man.
We were running up and down the stairs in the hallway so it wouldn't get in our room. That didn't work so well.
Imagine the next person that got your room.
Yeah.
What the heck happened in here?
Well, you know, when you get done painting a body, the smell just follows you everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
So is that's the first one?
Yep. And
Because-
88.
Because I had my investigation of bureau said that it was not a fluke thing that happened, and you did that back to back.
Went back down 89. Matter of fact, in 88, at the end of the day, one of the officials who was teching cars told me that I got lucky, and I said, well, I'll take it, you know. And he happened to race in 89, and I won, and he finished fifth, and just happened to ask him when he was coming off driver's stand if I got lucky again. And he just kind of, well, yeah, I think you got this one.
The old head went down on that one, didn't it?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. His name was Walter. I don't remember his last name, but I do remember that.
Well, so another quick thing about his championship too. Again, did my digging, and because we here at the Circle Jerks are worried about your bowel systems here, we're very concerned about this.
Yes.
More poop talk.
Yeah, we're all about keeping you clean here. So, I heard a rumor that was it the first championship or the second one where you had a stomach flu and worked
It
it
was
out.
the first one.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I would just happen to be with Billy Murphy and another fella, and Bill marshaled for me pretty much the whole weekend because I would do a sprint across. Back then I was slim and trim. I could sprint. They had a one-seater in the grocery store at the track, and it was not any place you wanted to be.
And the line was
With
long.
200
huh?
people there, plus. So they had a little truck stop across the street, and I would sprint. As soon as I dropped my radio in Bill's hands, I would sprint across the street. I would have had to reload your shit kit. Let me tell you that much.
Oh, a couple times, huh?
Oh, you needed a
great.
tactical pack is what you needed. That's
so.
what
I
you
needed a traffic cop because that 4-lane highway I was ready to hurdle cars and look like OJ.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god, dude.
Oh no.
It was bad. It was really bad.
But still
thought I
pulled
was
it off.
dying.
Oh man.
Still pulled it off.
Well, it was that Michael Jordan thing, you know. If you're sick, you just got to push through it and put on the performance.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
too
too
much.
good, man.
I'll tell you what,
See?
it's funny now, but it wasn't funny when it was happening.
Right. See? Michael
Yeah.
McGee, you don't realize how lucky you are, my friend. You see? He would have been saved. Now you are saved.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I got something I want to add to that. You said you got his back. I think you got his backside.
Yeah. We got your backside.
There you go. Yeah, I did. I really liked the idea that we paid a sanctioning fee, and they had tech people, there wasn't any, we need more people to tech the cars.
Right.
They had them lined up right there, and the tech guys were well-known racers, throughout our area, and motor tech and batteries and you name it.
Right. I would really like to see something like that happen again. I mean, we've talked about it a couple times on here again, and again, if we paid like some sort of dues for this, it could take care of the other things that, as far as paying somebody to go to a track and do some marshaling, or not marshaling, sorry, tech. But like, I was kind of thinking, what's your opinion about doing like a one guy for each section, like
Region.
a region, yeah. So he goes and he does a surprise
Regional rep.
visit, between each track. He just shows up randomly, says, "Okay, boys, I'm setting my table up here. It's I'm doing it."
Yeah, but one guy isn't enough, and I think the biggest problem that as Dirt Oval has in its way to becoming as big as some of, I shouldn't go there, but the Chili Bowl's massive, and
Right.
you guys were there and you've seen how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But we're so fragmented in what classes, and you've got high bite foam tire guys, and you got rubber tire guys that are really making inroads into that, and pavement guys, and the oval thing has so many different facets to it. Everybody has their idea how the track's supposed to be, and I know for years we didn't have anything close, so we tripped up to Limestone for foam tire racing. And,
Right.
we'd run around and find foam tire racing. I went out to Mark Korn's place and Moni, and hell, we went up to Minnesota to tease up there and caught some foam tire racing. But
Still real popular, isn't it?
yeah, they've got a big following, and they've tried to get grips on, because the tires, and they went to a spec tire, and but they're always changing classes as well with Midwest modifieds, and then on and on and on. I don't even.
I'd like to try a foam tire car sometime. So I'm throwing that out there.
It's
Well,
different.
I've been prepping the G6 to make a run up to Limestone. You hear that, people?
Ooh, shit.
I hate spec tires.
I just like to try it one time.
It's a little different. Mike Murphy Jr. we were talking about it this weekend. Whipman had brought it up, and Mike said I was dizzy when I walked off the stand, and said I ain't doing this again, just because we were turning 3, 6, and 7 laps.
You don't even really lift. There's like one teeny burp of smidgen. That's it. And most time, if you're hooked, you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, you just breathe. When you got the car right, you might breathe the throttle a little bit, and it's hammer down racing.
Yeah.
And it's so fast, it's hard. The guys get together. You're just boom, 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 right on top of each other. And when you're doing a track twice the size of a Rockstar in half the time,
Right.
Makes it hard.
Yeah. Well, I shared that one video of them guys up there in the 17.5 late models. Again, you're going to get dizzy watching it.
I
That's
remember
17.5,
walking off
man.
the stand many times with my eyes watering, just because you're trying not to miss any of the action.
Flying.
Get so locked in that you forget to blink.
Yeah. Those guys are flying.
Yes, they are.
Oh, and you've got Minnesota foam tire guys, and the East Coast, Pennsylvania, New York guys are tough. Jeff Belton, Nick Rank, some of those folks. Of course, Mark Korn and Malakote, those guys are foam tire specialists. They will eat your lunch on foam tires.
I was no good at foam tire racing. I'm saying it right now.
No.
No good.
You know what? I liked it. I didn't like it when they told me I had to run this foam tire.
Yeah.
That purple or pink or whatever they're doing now. And my cars, for whatever reason, I'm going to call it setup. I'd buy 2 sets of tires for the year, and we'd run 3 weeks a month at Limestone, and my BSR Silvers would be just fine. Those stinky fish tires, they call them.
Stinky fish tires.
Yeah, and if your setup ain't right, you'll have to keep cutting them down, because they'll wear funny. And I never had any problems with Conan tires or burning them up.
Huh.
It was a lot of fun, but I don't miss it.
You didn't
I ain't
miss
lying.
it?
Yeah, I had to keep him vigilant. He was about ready to throw in the
Oh
towel.
man, dude.
Then he get him outdoors, and we went to Peoria, and he found his groove.
That was for him, huh?
That huge ass track going, from Limestone to Peoria. I was like, nah, I ain't going back. Sorry, Limestone. I love you guys up there and everything, but I suck at foam tire.
Second foam tire.
Maybe
But I
if I
think we're
do-
going to make their rubber tire show, maybe, huh?
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And when is that?
Coming up here, April something, isn't it?
April 27th? Don't quote me on that one.
I don't have the date.
Yeah, I think it's later part of April, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. It's coming up.
Okay. Let's see. What else we got here for Rich?
Well, I know that I've heard a rumor,
What?
and I want to know the answer to this one.
No.
Because obviously I've ran these colored cars several different times. Why is it you won't run a green race car?
Oh.
Well, I always tried to stay away from superstitions, and I believe it was 1990. I painted up a car like a fella out of Chicago area named Steve Schaefer. Had a green and white number 20. And I thought, well, to hell with them bad luck green. And I painted up a Schaefer car just because so many cars were black and white, black and white, black and white. So I throw this green and white car out there, and I think I raced it 3 times, and I broke every time I raced it, and I cut it in half at the racetrack. So no more green cars for it.
That was it.
What happened? What did you do when Bloomquist was using the green?
Oh.
What'd you do then?
I actually used his old colors. Before he went green with the skull and crossbones, it actually initiated with an orangish red, and I started with that. And when he went to the green, I kind of laid back till the green passed.
Oh.
And then we came out with breast cancer awareness pink
Yeah.
that
was
he
a
ran
cool
in
car.
Knoxville that year. Really dug that car. Hambright done that car up, and I won Best of Show
Yeah.
up at Limestone one
Yeah.
year.
Oh,
That was a
wow.
good looking car.
That was. Them foam tire bodies don't last long though in a short track like that.
Especially if you're me.
Oh.
Yeah, you went through more than anybody.
Oh, man. Brutal.
That's
Tenzo used
rough.
to go through them as well. He was Ricky Bobby up there, and he
Rule
had every one of
63.
Ricky Bobby's cars. The Wonder Bread car, the Me car. Yeah.
So speaking of Bloomquist, what year did you become a Bloomquist fan?
1988 when he beat Jeff Purvis at the World 100. That's my guy.
So I'm not a dirt, I don't know the history. So when did he start? Was it 88 or is it before that?
No, he had started several years earlier in California and then migrated to Tennessee.
Okay.
Moved to race. There wasn't a ton of dirt oval racing out in California, and he came east to race the best of the best, and that's how the story goes, I'm told.
Uh-huh.
And landed right in Purvis's backyard, and who was the best at the time, Jeff Purvis. Most folks will remember him from his NASCAR and Busch Grand National days, but at one time he was called the Golden Boy. That's one of my brushes with greatness. We had a little run-in the bathroom at Eldora, and I proceeded to tell him I didn't give him a fuck who he was.
Oh, nice.
No.
Well,
Did you have a few
how-
beers that night?
well, it was daytime.
Oh.
I was coming out of the bathroom, and he was going in, and you know how they have the zigzag going in and out. Well, we ran into each other, and I went, "Oh, excuse me," and he goes, "You better watch where you're going. You know who I am." And I said, "I don't give a fuck who you are." Start walking towards him. He took off running.
That's how the Godfather does it.
Yeah.
Well, I was a little bigger than Jeff, so I think he figured out, well, maybe I'm not who I thought I was.
Very cool.
But, no, I don't get it. No, I've been a big fan ever since. He was, at one time in the 90s, we used to talk candidly all the time. He remembered my name, and him and Judy and I had pictures done a few times, and always, a lot of people, some of the things he does Yeah, I don't even like some of the things he does, but most of it's for the brand. You know, I read an article
Right.
in a Dirt Late Model magazine once about the brand, and the editor and article writer hearkened it to WWE. Well, you know, nobody really wants to wear the black hat. You know, Moyer was always the big white hat, or Purvis, or Freddie Smith, or whomever, but Bloomquist always wore that black hat, and I'll take it. I like it.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. I've been starting to watch it later, in the last couple of years, and he definitely does kick ass.
And not, Earnhardt was huge, but people are either there to see him win or to see him get beat. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell a story. A few years ago, we were at the World 100, and Scott got put to the back for the window net incident, and I knew he was coming back. And all right, so they put him back to 19th or 21st or whatever it was, and here he comes. And I mean, he's passing 2-3 cars a lap, and I just kind of took myself back a little bit, and I was watching the crowd, and the crowd would watch the leader go by, and all their heads would turn right to the zero. I mean, you could see them. There he is. Oh shit, there he is. He's up to 10th. He's up to 5th. Uh-oh.
He coming.
And overtook the leader, and he lapped all the way up to 3rd. And when they interviewed him afterwards, he says, "Well, I knew if they would have put me to the back, I'd have lapped the field."
Oh.
It's like, yeah, no humility here.
Oh man. No remorse.
World domination.
Ruthless.
I believe I have the T-shirt that says it.
Oh man.
Winning, win. You ain't first, you're last.
You you kind of touch base on spec tires a little bit. Right now in the world of RC, and especially in loose dirt, what's your input on that? Knowing that you've been around for a while and you've seen different things.
I believe that we need it, but how we come to it, I don't like. I've always had a problem with the rebars that don't suit my driving style that well. Either that or I don't know how to groom them, one of the two. And as soon as we had an opportunity to try something else, I seemed to be back on point and running well. I mean, as soon as we got to slide jobs, my second time out with them, I'm 3/10 behind Murphy, finishing on the lead lap, and I'm thinking, okay, what seemed to be the problem?
I'm not a fan though. I gotta sand down a tire all the way down to the block, and then it's only good for a night.
No, it's the same thing with rebars for me.
Yeah, I mean, so it's no different really. There's no advantage there.
Well, I think the slide jobs was just a window to what they're coming with now.
Yeah, those the Hoosiers.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple sets that I'm working on. There's a lot more rubber there. I hope they work. Mike and I were conversing. I think he ran a sprint car on them Saturday night.
I ran them last time there.
It looked like there was quite a few guys on them. I don't think that. I have already heard that Thunder Road won't be. Slide jobs are going to be phased out as far as his legality on his tracks.
Okay.
It sounds like rebars and the Proline Hoosiers.
Well, I know the Hoosier is based off of the positron carcass.
Mm-hmm.
And I always liked the positron. So
I had luck with them, positrons and electrons. The clays.
Yeah.
I had luck, decent luck down at RJD's after struggling for 3 years on rebars. I pulled the podium the last time there on the positrons.
Yeah, the positrons. Those things were great.
But I think the guys that beat me were on rebars.
Oops.
Sean.
Uh-oh. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was you and Wolfman.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it in the shower.
Hey.
I didn't do it on rebars.
Yeah, you did.
Somebody asked me that the other day, what I thought was the best tire right now. And
Yeah.
I was honest with them. I said, listen, my opinion's probably not the best because they run rebars at the big events. So I run rebars all the time. So that way, when I go to the big events, I'm on top. I'm on point with my tires. But I told them, hey, the Hoosiers are what sounds like from everything I'm hearing are going to be the next hot stuff. So I'd like to try
It's
them.
a good tire.
Well, and you know, like I said, I would like the option. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the first time we went to PTs. This was kind of a catch-22. You know how I feel like burritos.
Burritos.
No burrito tires in my box.
No.
There's a set of burritos.
Ooh.
You know, I didn't want to go down there and bring a knife to a gunfight, and all of a sudden everybody's on burritos, and that's Banditos for you guys not in the know. I bought a set of Banditos. I'm sure that they'll sit in the bags and hardly get used, but what if we went down there and they were what you needed, and they didn't want to be without?
Makes sense.
You know, years ago, here we go, I'm an old bastard, but most of the time when you went to the decent tracks that had a hobby shop, you'd be prepared to buy you'd bring what you thought would work,
Buy what you
and
need there.
and if you needed a set of whatever, you bought it there, mounted it up, and got them ready real quick, and then you adjusted accordingly. Good for instance is we talked about my previous successes. We'd show up with what we thought worked and what worked here at home, and he'd always have what the guys were running there, and go out and hot lap, see what their times were, see what your times were, and if needed, run in the hobby shop and spend. Well, back then it would have only been about $25, but okay, let's morph it to today, 40 or 50, but still, you mount up a set of tires and you're right there.
Right. Right.
Instead, you guys are mounting up 8 and 10 sets of rebars to go to a big show. Maybe they can come up with something that doesn't wear as fast. I don't know.
Well, then you get into tire sauce. And it all wears fast.
Yeah, we used it back then and didn't burn up tires like we do today.
Yeah, well, you guys weren't going as fast as we are now.
A little bit of a different, maybe a smidgen.
I mean, just the way the torque on the motors are. I mean, these things are, they're terrorizing tires, and half the guys got them turned up so much, anyways. So
Yeah.
they're roasting them, So it's kind of it's hard. I think all these tires are wearing. If you start off with a soft compound, I think that's any more the better bet than starting off with a super soft if you're going to sauce it.
I talked to a tire guy today that is working on dressing some rebar softs, and a couple of years ago, been 5 years ago or so, at an Illinois State Tour race, they were all running an hour away and getting a case of rebar super softs. And I just put my old softs on the tailgate, sauced them up, and let them soak in the sun. I
Nice
didn't have to
heat.
buy no tires.
Nope. I bet that worked really well.
I finished third.
Yeah.
And
Nice
it
consistent
was
tire.
Shearburn and Murphy ahead of me.
Two really respectable names there.
Yeah, so my old soft tires soaking in the sun.
Hey, that sun works great.
Hey, a little Paragon on there and let her soak up some rays and
The old Paragon.
some tasty buds, dude.
Well, tire doping is a big topic right now, I think.
Yeah, it is.
You're not going to beat it.
I don't
Nope.
see how you can.
There's no way
They
around
can't keep it out of full-size racing. How they think they're going to keep it out of this?
It would be nice to see it go away, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'm a loose stir guy. I love it when the car wants to slide around, so I'm for it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
it. No, it's not going anywhere. No. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon.
No, and the using the tire dope and you learning how to use it right is another big part of the battle.
Yes.
Kyle Tates this weekend overloaded his tires and it would dip on the right front traction roll, and I even had told him, dude, we told him before, remember Zippy, you don't need that much.
You don't need much. You only need to pull that dauber out of the bottle one time. Run it down the center of the tire, and
He's
then
got
scrub
it.
the rest in. It's not difficult.
Come on, Kyle.
Come on, Kyle. Give me an come on, man. It's all right. You see it all the time, though. People laying their car out on the track, and you see these wet marks. And you know what I mean?
Yep, I've seen it. Seen it plenty.
Looks like a funny car burnout.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on, wipe off them tires, buddy.
Seen some big names doing it just recently here.
Really?
Yeah. 5-7 Designs.
Ooh, who's that?
I've seen him. Seen him doing it a few weeks back.
He's getting the saucy sauce on, huh?
Yeah, I was kind of
Sauce on there.
surprised. Must have had some kind of secret sauce.
Secret. Some of that stuff's more oily than the others, I think.
And it looked to me like he was using talent in the bottle, so
Oh.
not sure why he was blazing it off on the track, though.
Yeah, that tail in the bottle, though. The good thing about that stuff is it soaks into that tire.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's what I've been using right now.
it works
There
good.
you go, shameless plug.
Boom.
Yeah. I love it, so.
If you want traction, get Talent in a bottle.
I have plenty of
There's the plug. You ready?
All right.
We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, boo-boo, I can't wait to see what's in that picnic basket.
It doesn't look like there's any food in there, Yogi.
Well, what's in that box?
Looks like we have some talent in a bottle.
Oh, that'll give me the traction I need to get past that Ranger. We bring you here today to tell you a story of three friends from Texas who decided to stand up against the fat cat companies and build their own cars that achieved the goal of affordability, phenomenal customer service, and a car that would compete against the best with the average racer in mind. And this is the reaction from the Mafia stronghold in the north. Welcome, boys. Thank you for coming here today and joining me. Billy Two Turns, Johnny Circles, and No Right Ricky. You boys have always been good to me. Tell me, you'll bring me good news.
Yeah, boss, things ain't looking so good.
What do you mean?
Yeah, boss, it's the same thing over here. We just can't get no wins, and nobody's getting us any support to get us any faster.
Yeah, these guys are really coming in here and cleaning us up.
Yeah, boss, they got guys like the Savage, the Reaper, the Tomahawk, the Gladiator, the Jericho, and the Throwdown. What are we gonna do, boss?
We can't compete against that kind of stuff. You boys, you come in here while I'm eating my stromboli, and this is the news you give me. Have you tried anything? Have you tried roughing these guys up?
Yeah, boss, we tried everything we can. You know what are we supposed to do over here? We've spread rumors. We tried to get them out of here with the stronghold, but nothing's happening.
Yeah, these guys aren't like average guys around here. You know they're from Texas.
You don't mess with Texas! Yeehaw!
Go ahead and hop over to Factory 41 today. Check out their Facebook page at Factory 41.
All right, everybody, get yourself over there and check out Factory 41 and Talent in a Bottle today.
Yeah. There you go.
Whew, and
That's
we're
entertainment. We are back.
Back from the dead with the shaved head.
Oh. All right. Well, while we got Rich on here, we're going to kind of bring it to a closing here. I kind of want to leave Rich with, you have any last questions for him?
You know what? I do. I have one. It's my favorite one. I'm glad I saved it to the end.
Okay.
Rich, if you could be a superhero, who would it be and why?
Oh, man. You know, I really do enjoy all of the superheroes. I would have to say, due to the fact that I am a Norseman and a Swede, that I would have to be Thor, the god of thunder.
Oh.
Man, he's got it going on.
Because I'd swing that hammer. That's what I got.
Man, the Godfather hammer.
Swinging that hand.
I'd have to go with Odin's son, Thor. Yeah,
Thor.
That'd work.
Man,
Dude's got a cape, swings the hammer. We're good, man.
can pull the power of lightning.
That's what I'm
You
talking
know.
about.
He'd be like, I got lightning in the bed, baby.
Well, you kind of caught me off guard with that one.
You know me, that'd be how I'd use the powers, of course.
And when you hit me with that, I was like, the one scene that flashes through my head out of all the superhero movies lately, when Hulk grabs Loki in that movie and
slams him
around and says puny god.
Yes.
I'm thinking, I don't know, man, Hulk could be a good choice too.
That's probably who I would lean toward, Hulk.
Yeah.
I kind of thought about that too. Man, I mean, he makes one jump and he goes to a different country. Yeah, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, but I'll stick with Thor.
Very cool. How about you, Zibby? I'll ask you the same question
Oh man, I don't even know.
since we're doing that.
Whatever. I don't know. Whoever. I'd have to fly. I just want to fly.
Yes.
I need to be able to check out for a little bit. Superman would be nice, I guess.
Well, he's got everything,
Yeah, Superman would be nice because you know what? His disguise is being a man.
right?
He's the only one that's a real superhero.
Wait a minute. If I'm Hulk, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's his disguise, being a man, right?
True that. If I'm gonna be a superhero, I'm a god.
Yes.
The gods are a rock and roll machine.
Superman. Just want to fly. That's it.
How the hell did we get out here?
Flying would be amazing. I can't imagine that. You know.
I figured you guys did a lot of flying here lately.
No. Something I want to ask you is where would you like to see Dirt Oval go in maybe the next 5 years?
Boy, I think there's a lot of good things happening. The growth over the last 5 years has been tremendous. I think it's been fun for me to be around and see it's so many changes over the years. I've watched it ebb and flow. I started out running in a backyard in Hampton. Sean, some of his Barnanista stuff. we were running in Cordova in an old work shed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good times.
We've been everywhere from there to. I mean, you guys have been to the big leagues now. And I'd like to see a little more uniformity, and because a lot of guys won't jump across from foam to rubber and high bike to loose dirt, and a lot of guys will, but I'd like to see, like a few years back, how Sherburne won a national points championship, but he had to go back and forth to do it. What I would like to see, I guess, all in all, is some kind of Illinois series like we used to have. Would really like to see a 5 or 6 race series through the summer put together where, the boys from down south used to call us the Northern Invaders when we went down to Greenville.
Nice.
Like to have them up here. There's a lot of guys, north of us that like to see come down. And I mean, the Dubuque guys from Dubuque, Iowa used to come down and race with us. I don't know. Overall, just a little more uniformity, and I like the idea, like PTs and Thunder Road's going to do this summer, where have a point series, but only have it once a month. Have other races, but you only have to, lock yourself into being there that one time a month or one time to get your setup and go ahead and do a little traveling without making somebody feel like you're dissing your home track. And,
Yeah, I did see Thunder Road got into some kind of series.
yeah, he's going to do once a month, I believe.
I think yeah.
And I will be there more than once a month, but if I want to hit the road, I can at least schedule around that. And we were talking, sounds like Peoria is going to do a little more than 1 or 2 shows this year for the 10th scale. Talked to Anthony down at PT's, and we already were talking about, like the old days, taking a group of us down there. So even if they don't have a ton of cars, there'll be 6 or 7 of us show up. We'll bring our own class if we have to.
We did that quite a few times back a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember taking your trailer and taking my truck, and we had 6 guys in my truck.
Yep. And that would be the show.
There was another 6 guys. Boom, we got a race.
Yep. It was crazy.
Yeah.
There was even quite a few times we'd show up and there wouldn't be enough. It'd just be whoever we brought with us.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 3. You know, it's like, well, we got 3 guys. Let's do it. You know?
Was you was with the time we went to Roy's and we got rained out and ended up leaving Roy's, going to Peoria, and
Yep.
Izzy got rained out wherever he was at. He came from another direction, and we ended up having a race.
And didn't the rain come into Peoria right at the end?
Yeah, we were loading up and it
Yeah.
started raining. It was like we were definitely touring guys looking for a place to play.
Made it just in time.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did too. We were driving back up north, heading north, and we were sitting there complaining, damn it, we spent all this time getting ready for this. What can we do? Where else can we go,
And Gento texts us, Peoria, now. And we, boom, right off the interstate, right into the track.
That worked out.
Got to
Oh,
race, like he says, got to race, man.
If it's dry, we'll do it.
And that's cool if Peoria gets some more stuff going, by the way, because I think that is a great track.
With the open motor, it was really fun.
I can't wait to try that.
It was really fun.
They got plenty of power, plenty of room. The driver's stand is real high. Great view of the track because it's a big track, so you need that. Maybe Marshall and off-road's not so fun, but
They've got it where we don't have to do that anymore.
oh, thank you, Peoria, for solving that.
They had that solved last year, and that track was glass smooth. No searching. For whatever reason, it polished up a little, and it was still had plenty of traction. It was
Nice.
cool.
Well, I can't wait to
you,
get back.
you got me drooling over outdoor racing. So
Heck yeah.
I'll
yeah.
have good dreams tonight.
I want to race my cars outside. No snow.
Stupid -degree weather.
Yeah, no doubt.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah, this is for the birds by now.
I can't drink enough beer to get rid of this cabin fever anymore.
Imagine that.
It ain't working anymore,
We'll
man.
find Sean in a shit kit standing in the yard with a radio.
I'm doing this.
I'm doing it anyways.
Awesome, man. That's great. Well, Rich, thanks so much for coming back on.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. So I told you I was going to be the Steve Martin of the Circle Jerk, so here I am. Being the first return visitor. Hey, putting it out there, guys. You got to come visit these guys. It's a lot of fun. We can all sit and bench race and sip a cold one and talk about all the fun we're having.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I think our next visitors will be some young lads.
Yes.
I think that's the next docket I think we're looking at. So we might have to bring out the little toys, and because the young guys are coming,
and the milk.
Well, if it was
Cookies.
one of the ones you mentioned to me, he's young, but he's been around quite a long time.
That
Yes, he
boy
is.
is definitely put in his miles.
Yeah. I raced him at Roy's money race, or Bill's money race in 2011.
When he was knee high to a dog's eye.
Yeah,
by
he
then.
was mentoring under Kevin Kleiber
Oh
back
wow,
then.
that's
Yep.
a guy. That's a guy with some credentials there.
Yeah, Kevin's been around the block a few times.
Yeah, he's
Been
a-
racing him on and off over these 25, 30 years.
He was a really big foam tire guy, wasn't he? Or carpet guy?
Yeah,
Carpet.
Used to
Carpet guy?
Yeah, he
He's
was a
carpet.
carpet guy for a while. Him and Genzo used to do a lot of carpet racing, I believe.
Okay.
Well, guys, my agent told me that I was only booked for 2 hours, so where's my pay?
Well,
He's one beer out.
yeah. the check's in the mail.
The check's in the mail.
You know?
Checks in
right,
the
right
mail.
next to my Publishers Clearinghouse check.
Yes.
Hey, we got one this week. $10.
Oh,
$10.
man. Wait, nobody came in a van with balloons and everything?
Why not?
No, the mailman brought it to the door.
Damn it.
No,
Aw.
I don't know. Not really. Well, again, thanks for having me. I'd also like to
Yes.
thank
Yeah, there
my
you go.
sponsors that help keep the NRP show traveling. Rhoda Rons, if you need anything, he's on the old interweb there on Facebook. Got a lot of good stuff. Ron Whipple at WFO Promotions, who keeps our wheels spinning pretty much whenever we've got trouble. He'll help me out. If you need plaques and trophies, he's the guy to see. He's helped us out a lot in that area over the years. Also, Chris Hambride at Hammer Time Inc., who usually will make my car sparkle whenever I need it. And oh my God, I hope he can fit me in because we got body damage.
You got some work coming, Chris.
This is busy season.
Well, I'm hoping he's got all my stuff on. All he's got to do is cut it. Yeah, I'm not doing wraps right now, just stickers. So we can get some 18 stickers and some sponsor stickers. We'll be good.
Very cool.
There you go.
He'll take care of you. You know he will.
And also, last but not least, I'd like to thank my wife Judy for putting up with this for over 30 years, and she's been with me since almost the beginning, and used to go with every week and enjoy the ride. But no, she puts up with it, and I really appreciate her for it.
I want to thank Judy too for being my Bureau of Information
She's in
for
trouble
the show.
now.
So thank you, Judy.
Not too many people know the shit story.
Yeah.
Got a good one here
You dug
today.
deep for that one.
There you go. Well, again, guys, thanks for having me, and the shows have been fun to listen to and cover, just enjoying some stuff in the background there. And glad to see things are taking off with your sponsors and whatnot. And
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you.
we'll see you at the track. Got a
Sounds
race.
good. Thanks, Rich. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So I think now we're going to go into a little segment, and we're going to call this. Oh, can you feel it, man?
Oh,
It's going to be Zappy's track tricks and track tips, y'all. Love it.
all right, guys. I been recently getting my tires where I think they need to be. Tire program where I think it needs to be. And I see people selling sanding paddles and whatnot, and I don't know about you, but I can't afford. Well, I mean, I guess I could afford it if I really wanted to, but I try to pinch pennies where I can.
Yep.
And you want to make yourself a nice sanding paddle or whatnot, you can go to the hardware store, get yourself a piece of 1-inch flat stock. It could be aluminum, preferably aluminum, and then get yourself some. If you want to get some fabric-backed sandpaper, go ahead and glue yourself some of that onto that stick there. Voila!
Okay.
Sand and paddle.
I feel I've been duped.
That way, if it comes off there, you got more to replenish it,
Right.
right? I bet you don't have much money in that. So
Man.
that's a good way for you guys to save some money this week. Get your sanding paddles, or if you, I mean, these sanding paddles they have out there are very nice. They're very nice pieces. I'm not saying don't go buy one or anything like that. I'm just saying if you don't have a bunch of money and you can't afford one, this is a good cheap alternative for maybe getting you through, getting you by.
And that's what we're here to do. Save you a little grief, give you some tips that maybe you need to get going here early on. Save some money,
Money.
because we know that's hard to come by.
So that's my track tips and tricks this week.
It's Zippy's track tricks and track tricks, y'all.
You're so funny, brother.
I can't stop laughing.
All right, guys. I
All
want to
right.
go ahead and what do you want to do? Some results?
I think we need to maybe try to disco dance or something. It's getting late. I need to fire back up.
You want to disco dance?
No, I think results will probably make it work.
All right,
That's an
buddy.
awesome deal, man. We'll get some music going here for you. What kind of results are you going to give us this week, my friend?
Well, I think we're going to talk about RC Battleground.
Okay.
Nordholm was talking to me here, and he said, you know what? I don't even know who finished where. So I'm going to assume that other people don't know either, so we're going to go ahead and I want to inform everybody.
Yep, and now this just happened this past weekend. If anybody didn't know, it was in Winona, Mississippi. Very big race, basically like a mini chili bowl type situation. Yeah, and I was jealous. That's all.
Yeah. Little jealous.
Man, stupid bodies.
Okay. So I'm going to let you guys have it. First off, we have Novice Street Stock. First place, we got Carson Rosamond. And second, we have Briar Stephenson. And third place, we have Logan Mallet. In fourth place, Colby Hollingchad. In fifth place, Ryan Shannon. In sixth place, Parker Brown. In seventh place, Silas Mahone. And in eighth, we have Lillian Ganemy. I'm just guessing at that. I apologize.
Yeah, they're hard.
Some of these are hard. I'll definitely give you that. SC Mod. All right. First place. This was a wonderful battle. It came down to the wire. It was a wonderful race to watch. In number one, you got Dustin Malicote. Second place, you got Matt Perrier. Third place, Lee Thompson. Fourth place, Justin Draymire. Fifth place, Daniel Rosamond. Sixth place, Chad Delancey. Seventh place, Tim Busha. Eighth place, Eric Ganemy. In ninth place, Mike Perrier. And in 10th place, Jason Bieber. Your next class is going to be a wingless sprint. And your top spot is Matt Murphy. Second spot is Tony Lidgard. Mike Perrier in your third spot. Fourth spot is going to be Stephen Hollandchad. Fifth, you have David Johnson. Sixth place, Charlie McDowell. Seventh, Doug Stone. Eighth, Cody Mia. Ninth spot, Les Boyle. And 10th spot, Donald Macias. For your Midwest mod, you got Matt Murphy in your number one spot. And number two, Eddie Hill. Mike Perrier in your three spot. Myself in the fourth spot. Number five spot, Doug Stone. Sixth, Jeremy Pearson. In the seventh spot, Ross May. Eighth spot, Mike Stephenson. Ninth spot, Stephen Hollandchild. And coming in 10th is Jacob Mallet. In your late model division, the number one spot is going to Justin Draymire. The number two spot, Dustin Malicote. In your three position, Lee Thompson. In your fourth spot, Max Fleur. In your fifth spot, Zippy Gone. In sixth spot, Eddie Hill. In seventh spot, Stephen Hollandchad. In your eighth spot, Doug Stone. In your ninth spot, Bill Rushing. And number 10, Greg Chumley. And for your chase for the crown, Super Street Stocks. Coming in your number one position in a change of hands, Tony Lidgard. Ooh. This guy came from the B main bump. He was not playing around.
Getting it done.
Matt Murphy in number two spot. Ross May in number three spot. Jeremy Pearson in number four spot. Kenny Dudley in the 5. 6 is Brandon Pickens. 7th spot, David Johnson. In your 8th spot, Stephen Hollandchad. Number 9, David Hill. And closing out number 10 is Doug Stone. Next I have your sprint car class. Number 1 is going to be Max Fleur. Number 2 spot is Justin Draymire. Number 3, Lee Thompson. Number 4, Joe Buckley. Number 5 is going to be Eddie Hill. In your 6th position, Jeremy Pearson. Number 7, Charlie McDowell. Number 8, Adam Kell. Number 9, Zippy Gone. And number 10, Dustin Malicote. And that concludes your results for Central Mississippi RC Battleground.
All right, everybody. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to tell you right now, you got 34 days. I think it's actually probably down to 33 days now to the start of the ultimate RC Pit Stop Savage Shootout. You got to get yourself over to Leeport, Pennsylvania today. Check this place out. They got everything for you. It's in Mount Springs. It's in an indoor arena, Hamburg, Pennsylvania, April 5th through the 7th. They got new track walls, new driver stand, lots of door prizes. They got sponsors galore for this. This should be one of the biggest races before you go outdoors this year. Get over and check it out. Ultimate RC Savage Traxxas RC Shootout 2019.
Woo! Get you some of that.
That's official as it gets.
Official like a referee whistle.
All right.
I want to thank some of our other sponsors that we have. 4-4 Wraps. You guys have any kind of wrap needs, you guys need to get over to 4-4 Graphics.
Yes, you do. He does RC car wraps only. So, yes, he's a busy man because there's a lot of us wanting that good wrap. But at least he's doing just the RC cars only. So we'll get you taken care of. What he says he's going to do, he promises on it. And he makes sure that he comes through. So that's awesome.
Yeah, he delivers.
Yes, he does. 4-4 Custom RC Designs.
There you guys go. Good episode today.
Not too bad.
Not
too bad.
You have any closing statements for folks out there? Our classy RC Dirtable racers?
Yeah, I do want to say one thing. I really like how much positivity I have been seeing, like on Facebook and stuff, with some of these pro drivers coming out and putting on their own videos, just talking about how they feel about things, instructional videos. All of it is great. I think that's we need more of that, and I just like enjoying listening to everybody talk about it. So thanks, guys, for stepping up and doing that.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Don't put it all on us, suckers. Just playing.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and listening to us. We hope you appreciated us bringing in Rich Norton home again. We certainly appreciated him coming in here and stopping by, talking to us.
Always fun to talk to him.
As always, we want to thank our sponsors, Talent in a Bottle, Factory 41, 4-4 Designs, and our
Ultimate RC Pit Stop Shootout.
That's right, guys. Get on over to that race. These guys are really trying to do something good for the hobby, and I think it's good for we can show our support in the East Coast.
Yep. Get it.
Get on over there. On your house.
On your house.
That's funny. Okay. Well, as always, RC Racers, you guys stay classy.
We will see you next time.
Circle jerk!